Whips cracked through the courtyard, sharp and vicious. Arya's body jerked forward with the force of it. Her fingers clawed into the gravel, knuckles whitening as blood beaded across her torn back. Her jaw trembled, but she forced it still. Her lips pressed into a thin, stubborn line. Don't scream, not in front of him. Across the courtyard stood Alpha Kael Draven. Broad-shouldered, dressed in a perfectly tailored black coat that hugged his powerful frame. His dark hair was swept back, sharp jaw set in carved stone. His expression was unreadable, but his hands were clasped tightly behind him, tendons standing out along his wrists. He didn't blink, he didn't look away, and that was worse. 12 years ago, Kael had not looked so untouchable. He had been sprawled against a tree in Shadowfang territory, blood soaking through his shirt, breath ragged. His silver eyes had been unfocused. Vulnerable. Arya had found him like that, her braid falling over her shoulder as she dropped to her knees beside him.
Don't close your eyes.
You're going to die if you close
If you
your
sleep,
eyes,
you won't
she
wake
had
up.
whispered, her voice shaking even as her hands pressed firmly against his wound. He remembered staring up at her through blurred vision. The way her brows pulled together in fierce concentration. The smudge of dirt across her cheek. Why? Help me, he had asked weakly. Her chin lifted slightly, defiance sparking even then. Because letting you die would make me worse than the wolves who did this. Quote, 3 days she stayed with him. 3 nights sitting upright, back against the cabin wall, eyes burning with exhaustion but never closing. When he finally stood, steady enough to leave, he had unclasped his silver crescent necklace. His fingers brushed hers as he pressed it into her palm. If fate exists, he had murmured, watching her closely, I'll find you. Quote, she had smiled, small, hopeful. Then don't forget me, quote, he forgot, or at least, he buried it. War came fast, Silvercrest versus Shadowfang, and Kael chose power. Back in the courtyard, present day, the whip cracked again. Arya's shoulders trembled despite her effort to stay upright. A thin sheen of sweat glistened along her temple. A strand of dark hair clung to her cheek. Kael's nostrils flared. Why does this feel wrong? Valeria stood slightly behind him, tall and poised. Her crimson dress hugged her athletic figure. Her golden eyes glittered as she watched Arya with thinly veiled satisfaction. She stole from the vault, Valeria said softly, her lips curving faintly. Kael gave a short nod. Quote, Arya's breath caught. You didn't even hesitate. After the punishment, she scrubbed blood from the courtyard stones under the moonlight. Her movements were slow, mechanical. Her back shook each time she bent forward. Footsteps echoed, controlled. She didn't look up. Quote, Kael's voice was low, controlled. Yes, Alpha. Her tone was flat, but her fingers tightened around the cloth. He stepped closer, boots crunching against gravel. The air between them shifted. Why do you never beg? He asked, studying her profile. Her throat bobbed as she swallowed.
Why do you never beg?
Because begging never changed outcomes. Quote, his eyes narrowed slightly. There it was again. That familiar steadiness. Look at me. Quote, her shoulders stiffened. Slowly, she lifted her face. Their eyes locked. His breath faltered. Those eyes, carrying something deeper than fear. His wolf stirred violently inside him. I know you. Her gaze flickered, pain flashing briefly before she masked it. He leaned in slightly, trying to catch her scent. Something beneath the surface. Something buried. Where are you from? He demanded.
Where are
her
you
jaw
from?
tightened. Somewhere
that no longer exists.
Quote, her voice trembled, but her chin stayed lifted. The answer unsettled him more than it should have. Valeria watched from the steps above. Her fingers curled around the railing. He reacted to her.
That was unacceptable.
The next morning, she struck.
This slave
was seen near restricted areas, Valeria announced before the council, standing tall with hands clasped behind her back. Likely spying. Quote, Arya stood in the center of the chamber. Bruises faint along her arms. Back straight. I did no such thing, she said calmly. Valeria's eyebrow arched. Punishment must be public. Quote, Kael hesitated, just barely, but Arya saw it. You feel it too, don't you?
Proceed.
He ordered anyway. The whip rose again. Arya inhaled sharply. The first strike hit. Her body folded forward. The second, metal clinked loudly against stone. Kael's head snapped down. A silver chain lay near her knees. His pulse thundered in his ears. He stepped forward slowly, crouching to pick it up. His fingers traced the engraving. Crooked crescent. Family crest. Knife marks. His knife marks. His face drained of color. Where did you get this? His voice was dangerously low. Valeria stepped forward quickly. It means nothing. Silence. Quote, His growl vibrated through the courtyard. He grabbed Arya's chin firmly but not cruelly, forcing her to meet his eyes. Answer me. Quote. Her lips trembled, not with fear, with heartbreak. You gave it to me, she whispered. The world tilted. His voice cracked slightly. In the forest, when I saved your life. Quote. His grip loosened. Memories slammed into him. Her hands. Her voice. The cabin. Arya. He breathed. Her eyes widened. You remember. Quote. The bond ignited like wildfire. His wolf surged forward, possessive and furious. The air shifted. Wolves stepped back instinctively. Valeria stumbled slightly. No, she whispered. Kael straightened slowly, shoulders squaring, aura changing completely. Unchain her. Quote. The guards scrambled to obey. Chains fell away. He reached for Arya. She stepped back. That movement hit him harder than any blade. You punished me, she said.
You punished me without knowing my name.
Without knowing my name. Quote.
Did you search in the ruins at Shadowfang?
Quote. Her eyes glistened but tears didn't fall. He ran a hand through his hair, breathing uneven. I searched for you. Quote.
You search in the ruins at Shadowfang?
In the ruins of Shadowfang? She shot back. Among the wolves you enslaved. Quote. He had no answer. Valeria recovered, stepping forward with cold composure. Even if she is your mate, she said, chin lifted, she is from a conquered pack. The council will not accept her. Quote. The elders murmured. Kael's jaw flexed. My heir will come from her. Quote. Gasps echoed. Arya's chest rose and fell rapidly. You think that fixes everything? She asked. His shoulders dropped slightly. No, he admitted. She stared at him for a long moment. I don't want your throne, she said. I want justice. Quote. Her hands trembled, but her voice didn't. For my pack. For the wolves turned into servants. Quote. Kael inhaled slowly. That meant dismantling the slave system. Risking rebellion. Risking his throne. He looked at her. Really looked at her. The strength in her posture. The scars across her back. The fire still alive in her eyes. You risked my crown, he said quietly. You risked my life, she replied. Valeria demanded a formal challenge. Ancient law allowed it. She stood in the arena that evening, confident smile playing on her lips. Arya entered opposite her, but unbowed. Kael stood at the edge of the ring, fists clenched at his sides. If she is harmed, it is tradition, an elder warned. The fight began. Valeria lunged first, movements sharp and practiced. Arya barely dodged, stumbling but catching herself. Valeria
You were stronger
smirked.
once.
You were stronger once.
Standing.
Quote. Arya wiped
I don't
blood
want
from
your
her
throne,
lip.
I want fairness.
I'm still standing. Quote. They circled. Valeria struck again, fast. Arya took the hit but grabbed Valeria's wrist mid-motion, twisting sharply. Valeria hissed in surprise. The crowd gasped. Arya pivoted, sweeping Valeria's legs out from under her. Valeria crashed to the stone. Arya pinned her, but did not strike. I don't want
your throne.
Arya said loudly,
I want
breathing
fairness.
hard.
I want
I want fairness. Quote. The arena went silent. Kael's chest swelled, not with dominance. With pride. Arya released Valeria and stepped back. The challenge was over. Later, Kael stood before the council. His expression was calm, but his eyes burned.
Shadowfang would be
wolves
released
from servitude, he declared. Outrage erupted.
You risk instability.
Quote. You weaken us. Quote. Kael's wolf pressed close beneath his skin. I lead by strength, he said evenly. Not fear. Quote. Silence fell. He turned and walked out without waiting for approval. On the balcony overlooking the city lights, Arya stood beside him. The wind tugged gently at her hair. You changed everything, she said softly. He glanced at her. You changed me. Quote. A long pause.
Do you still love me?
Stopped. He asked
But you have to
quietly,
earn my
jaw
trust.
tight with vulnerability he rarely showed. She looked at him fully. Her fingers brushed his hand. I never stopped, she admitted.
But you have
to earn my trust.
I will.
Quote. He nodded slowly. Quote. She laced her fingers with his. For the first time in 12 years. Suddenly, alarms blared through the estate. A guard burst onto the balcony, breathless. Rogue wolves breached the northern border. Quote. Kael's posture snapped rigid instantly. Arya's grip tightened. A second guard rushed in moments later. They're demanding the Luna.
No
Quote.
one touches her.
Silence.
They're hunting
Kael's
me.
eyes darkened to silver flame. No one touches her. Quote. Arya lifted her chin, shoulders squaring despite the fear flickering in her gaze. They're not attacking territory, she said quietly. They're hunting me. Quote. Outside, howls echoed through the night. War was not over. It had only changed targets. And this time, they weren't coming for the throne. They were coming for her.
If you want to know what happens next, like and subscribe to this channel.